Hey yo, it's Talib Kweli. You checking out VladTV.com. I've been rocking with Vlad since before there was a VladTV.com. Vlad TV gets a shout out on the new album Gutter Rainbows, January 25th. Check out my interview right now. It's the year of the blacksmith, this year and every year. One love.
What's really like at this point in your career and at this point in the music industry, what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of not going through a major label?
You know, I've been going through major labels for a good 10 years now. Mm-hmm. The advantage to it is, you know, Ruckus, when I was on Ruckus, they spent money like they was on a major.
Right.
So they spent upwards of $1 million to make sure people knew about Mos Def, to make sure people knew about me and Hot Tech. Mm-hmm. And because of that push and because of the subsequent major label push that I had through my career, I was able to maneuver and build a fan base of real diehard hip hop fans, but who could still turn on MTV and BET and see my music. Mm-hmm. So now when the music business crumbled and collapsed, which is done in the last couple years, it's that fan base that allows me to maneuver with or without a record deal. It's that fan base that allows me to maneuver with or without a hit record. So I feel bad for artists coming up now who don't have that support, those marketing dollars, because there's not enough money in the business to be spread around like that. But when you see artists like Currency and Wiz Khalifa and people who don't have that push behind them, but do it they self, you have to kind of give them artists more props, because the playing field is way more crowded, and it's really about your own hustle and your own ambition. It's really about your own hustle and your own ambition. I'm blessed to have a fan base, so I can stoke my fan base and mobilize them to come to my shows, to buy merch, to buy albums, even when the industry don't support it. Mm-hmm. But for somebody to come into the industry and get that is a beautiful thing to watch.
So you feel that the record industry has collapsed?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. There's no doubt about it that you can't call it. You know, if you can't call it, you can invest dollars, you could invest millions of dollars into marketing and promoting an artist. This artist could get 3,000 spins a week on every major radio station, and the album could still flop. Mm-hmm. That means that the business is collapsed. The only way to guarantee somebody gets some sales is if your song is on Glee or The Hills or something like that. Other than that, unless you're an American Idol star, unless you're on TV every day, mm-hmm. you know what I'm saying, and people faces every day, there's no way to guarantee record sales.
Well, but you still have major single sales.
Yes.
And you do have a lot of artists who will go platinum and will do a few thousand the first week in album sales. Go album on a single. But
see, what you talk about, when you talk about single sales, that's not driven by the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason the business switched to the album format from singles from back in the day is because they weren't able to capitalize the way they wanted to. Right. It's more artist driven when people are buying the songs, and it's definitely, you know, the technology play a part in it, because now you could get singles and in a way, and you could pick apart an album in a way that you never could before. You could specialize sort of what you want to listen to, as opposed to being dictated by an artist or by a label. But I think that's really artist and fan driven. When I say the music business is dead, I don't mean the music is dead. The music ain't gonna go nowhere. Mm-hmm. People associate music with memories, and people need music as a natural resource in their life. So people are gonna do whatever it takes to get music, just like people are gonna do whatever it takes to breathe. You know what I'm saying? But the actual business of the music, the people who are successful in the business of music, is not because of them being successful with the product. It's the ambition. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's the business acumen. Of course you have to have a decent product. When you look at the best MCs in the business, they the most successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people might disagree with me, but I think Eminem, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, you know, I think they said some stellar MCs. Of course there's underground MCs who maybe could wrap circles around them that I never heard. But when I talk about MC, I'm not just talking about writing lyrics. I'm talking about fully being an MC, embracing all aspects of it. Coming out with hit records, coming out with great songs, doing great shows, presenting yourself in a fashion-forward way, and being nice on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this day and age, 2011, you can't just be like, oh, I'm a great MC and I represent hip hop. You know, there's so much more to it that you have to do if you want to really succeed in this business.
I mean, do you think, I mean, you know, for example, the Grammy nominations just got given out. And you know, at least on the hip hop side, because I'm not fully aware of all the other genres of music. Every Grammy nominated artist is on a major label.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah,
So do you foresee that changing at all? Do you foresee a bunch of Grammy nominated artists on indie labels and so forth?
I mean, regarding the Grammys, man, like, that shit is so tainted and so fake. That has no bearing on how I see the music, or, you know, it's nice. I feel good for the people who win the Grammys. But beyond that, that's my only emotional attachment to it. It's like, if somebody win a Grammy, that's great. Good for them. It's gonna boost their sales, gonna boost their career. But it don't mean nothing for hip hop culture. It don't mean nothing for where we see these artists. You know, my mother called me, you know, upset. Like, she was like, "Are you been paying attention to the Soul Train Awards? They gave Eminem Best Rapper for Soul Train Awards." I'm like, okay, yeah, he sold the most records. That's how it go. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, yeah, but it's the Soul Train Awards. I'm like, Mom, you can't put stock into that. You know, it really don't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? My man Hex Murder, when I tweeted about it, was like, yo, Eminem didn't even know there was still a Soul Train Awards. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know there was still a Soul Train
Yeah, you know,
Award.
but he won one. You know, and good for him, man.
Was he there?
No, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it. I saw this on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? My mother hit me up, like, upset that Eminem won a Soul Train Award.